Welcome back, everyone, and today we have the season that changed LeBron James forever, you know? The thumbnail was him in a Miami Heat jersey, so I'm guessing this is going to be about, 2012?
This is Game 5 of the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals.
Okay,
Two teams that have already had history with one another, with Boston losing in 2011, and this was supposed to be the rematch of the decade. In this series, it was an absolute bloodbath between Miami and Boston, and this game was going to be the deciding factor of who was going to potentially win this series and make it to the NBA Finals. The score is 87-86 with the Celtics up by 1 with about a minute left. Paul Pierce has the ball at the wing with LeBron James guarding him, and what would happen next would change everything for this series.
Pierce for three. It's good.
Damn.
Pierce from way downtown.
Clutch shots.
Boston leads by 4. Big three-pointers here in the fourth quarter.
That was good defense, too, but hey.
Reminded me of James Harden last night.
This was a series that LeBron James had a lot riding on. 2012 was filled with a lot of noise and nothing but criticism for LeBron James, as they were expected to win the NBA title that year. But why was 2012 so important for LeBron James? Why was he in a desperate need of redemption? It mattered so much because this was his final chance to prove himself.
With the first pick in the 2003 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select LeBron James.
LeBron
James
James
is seen as Cleveland's savior, a once-in-a-generation talent drafted with the responsibility of delivering a championship to a franchise that had never experienced one. For years, he tried to do exactly that, carrying rosters without a true second superstar and pushing the Cavaliers further than they realistically belonged. In 2007, at just the age of 22, LeBron dragged the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals, only to be swept on the biggest stage by the San Antonio Spurs. A loss that was excused at the time, but planted the real questions about his ability to win at the highest level. And after 07, everyone expected LeBron to compete and make it to the finals again. But as the years passed, those questions followed him. Cleveland continued to fall short every single year. Eventually, it became clear that LeBron James cannot win by himself. Not against teams built specifically to stop him, considering he was a one-man wrecking crew. So when LeBron James made the decision to leave Cleveland to join the Miami Heat in the 2010 offseason, everything changed. Overnight, he went from the league's most anticipated superstar into the league's most hated villain.
The way we're going to challenge each other to get better in practice, once the game starts, it's going to be easy.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not two,
not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Hey, I'm not just up here blowing smoke at none of these fans, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about business, and we believe we can win multiple championships if we take care of business and do it the right way.
The Heat were no longer just a team chasing a title. They were the enemy, and LeBron believed that winning would make all of it worth it in the end. In the 2011 playoffs, the Miami Heat would absolutely steamroll the entire Eastern Conference, and LeBron would get his revenge finally against the Boston Celtics and would have himself a masterclass of a series. And for the second time in his career since 2007, he was back in the NBA Finals. And they were the undisputed favorites against the Dallas Mavericks team that everyone knew was just a placeholder for the super team that was the Miami Heat's first championship.
The Heat or the Dallas Mavericks. I'm a mimic Skip Bayless again. My heart says one thing, my head says another. I think that heart inside their chest and how much they're starving for it, I gotta give Miami the edge, and probably 7 games.
We know what happened.
And the celebration will begin. The Dallas Mavericks are NBA champions. The first title in franchise history. A bitter finish to a year that was really championship or failure, according to most people, including the Miami Heat players.
NBA Finals champion. How does that sound?
Unbelievable. I'll take it. Thank you.
Dirk Nowitzki, 10-time All-Star, 1 NBA MVP, 1 NBA Finals MVP, and 1 champion.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow, have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems that they had today. you know, and I'm gonna continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. So, you know, they can get a few days or a few months or whatever the case may be on being happy about not only myself, but the Miami Heat not accomplishing their goal, but, you know, they got to get back to the real world at some point.
I don't think there's any athlete in sports whose failures are more quickly overlooked or forgotten by the sports nation than LeBron James.
Skip, you say that. Skip Bayless.
LeBron James, who went into a trance and crumbled under pressure in Game 5 last year against Boston, even in the second half of Game 6. This was the equivalent to me of an NBA panic attack. I give LeBron James 99% of the blame. This was his turn and his time to live up to being a back-to-back MVP and the most talented player this game has ever seen. And this time, he wasn't even LeBron James. He was Alfred James. This was just pathetic. I mean, come on. I was rooting for Miami, and I wanted another commercial where LeBron says, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there with a clutch G, because he doesn't have any clutch G. But when it was time, we saw the real LeBron James.
The real, he said.
Despite having a talent advantage and being the favorites, LeBron James struggled when the pressure was at its highest. In critical moments, he became passive and hesitant, and this was the series that slipped away from his fingers, as well as the narrative he had spent his entire career building. Throughout the summer, LeBron James was trying to stay optimistic after his failure in the NBA Finals, trying to keep a level head and focus on what's next. That focus was even more difficult, however, with the upcoming season being delayed due to a lockout, which left everyone with nothing to talk about but LeBron James. And what made it all worse is that anything that LeBron James did in the public eye, everyone decided to say something.
Dude, these ads, bro, come on.
You need to focus so you can get back on the court and make up to millions upon millions of fans who watched you wet the bed in the fourth quarter. That's what you need to be doing. But LeBron James, it is time. And the reason that I say it's time is because he's the one with the tattoo, the chosen one. He's the one with the King James. I want to hear stuff. He's a great guy, but his game has come up short time and time again. And the one other thing that I want to say, Skip, before I leave this to you, and I'm dead serious about this. There's something about LeBron James that's really starting to alarm me. It's like he wants to be crowned with no rings. You don't get to do that. You gotta get it done. And I've been holding off on it because I disagreed with Skip totally. But to lose in the finals the way that he did, and then to come out here with the smile on your face like that, the world is just beautiful. I don't understand it. Champions don't do that. I've spoken to champions. I've spoken to Hall of Famers throughout my career. And they talk about the price that they paid in order to win, to be crowned champions. And this guy is walking around like he won the title. It bothers me. Enough. You got to get it done. Period. No more excuses. No more. I don't care about what products you're selling. I don't care about what you're doing through November, through May, assuming there's going to be a game. I care about what you're going to do in terms of putting rings on your finger so Skip Bayless, myself, and everybody else can shut up. It is time. I'm tired of this man being celebrated. For what? We know you're great.
For what?
Win for what? Just win. Yeah.
So it was at this point in the 8 years that he's played in the NBA that he could not escape this criticism no matter how hard he tried. And even though most of it was a bit exaggerated, there was one common thread throughout everything that was said. LeBron James needed to win. So with the upcoming 2011-2012 season underway, it was do or die for his career. He had already lost 2 NBA Finals up to this point, and he needed redemption.
I feel sorry for LeBron James, and I'm being sincere about it. Why? He's not a mentally tough kid, and he's still a kid at heart. He's almost childlike to me. He can't stand up to the pressure in the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals. He turns into the frozen one. And,
the frozen
it's
one.
predictable to me. And then it's pathetic.
I don't care about your personality. I care about your level of production. Are you going to deliver a championship or not? Dwayne Wade didn't have anybody to lean on to get that ring. Nope. Jordan didn't have anybody to lean on to get that ring. Why should you be able to escape and duck behind somebody else en route to a ring?
Likes where he is here as James knocks down another shot. And here comes Cole. Good ahead for LeBron. Oh, my.
And 4. James rises. Hits.
The tomahawk.
Nice feet to James. Pretty play.
The spin, the
12
drive,
season.
the finish. LeBron James.
Oh, he with the mask.
Alley-oop. James throws it down.
Last year was kind of one of the first years where I said, okay, I'm going to try to prove everybody wrong, no matter who it is. Prove people wrong that maybe still like me. You know, I was just so blinded and so out of whack that you try to do so many things that kind of you end up forgetting who you are and what got you to that point.
Throws it right up on the rim. James comes flying
Right at the rim, man.
Tipping it ahead for LeBron. 3-on-1 break. Here comes with another steal. 3-on-1.
Here he comes.
Turnover, a chance to run. Waiting for LeBron. 22. LeBron all the way to Grandma's house. James, look out. Oh! He went 360.
LeBron James exemplifies the values of our game. Congratulations, LeBron James, the 2012 Kia NBA Most Valuable Player.
Throughout the 2012 season,
2012.
LeBron James was even better than he was the season prior. It had become clear that over the offseason, everything that he worked on came into fruition. He even spent time training with Hakeem Olajuwon to help work on his post-up game. That improvement, combined with his natural athleticism and court vision, made him a nightmare for opposing defenses.
Nightmare.
And all of this development would be worth it as LeBron James would walk away with the 2011-2012 MVP. And yet, despite all this brilliance, the pressure never lifted because the media still would not give him a pass until he finally lifted the Larry O'Brien trophy above his head. And when it came time for the playoffs, that is where everything was going to be tested. Round 1 of the playoffs was against the New York Knicks. Many expected the series to be competitive, but LeBron and the Miami Heat had other plans. They dominated the Knicks, winning the series in just 5 games, and it quickly became clear that this was a different team. A Heat team with a new attitude, a new sense of purpose, and a leader who refused to be tested. Round 2 brought a different challenge. The Indiana Pacers, a young and hungry team with a gritty defensive attitude. Early in the series, the Heat faced adversity, however, as Chris Bosh was injured in Game 2, and the Pacers seized the momentum and even took a 2-1 series lead, forcing the Heat to respond under pressure. And respond they did, especially LeBron James. He would take over in the next 3 games, closing out the Pacers in 6 games, and cementing his role as the player who could be relied upon when everything was on the line. And just like that, they were back in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1 tipped off in Miami, and the Heat made a statement, and LeBron James set the tone early. The Celtics tried to match the intensity, but Miami was relentless, and the game ended with the Heat asserting control. Game 2 turned into a battle of wills. The Celtics pushed back, forcing the Heat into overtime, swinging the momentum back and forth like a pendulum. But even in the extra period, Miami's firepower proved too much to be contained. Game 3 in Boston was a statement from the home team, who came out with a renewed energy and physicality that reminded everyone why the Celtics were a perennial threat. They dominated in the first half and they never let up, and sending Miami a wake-up call with a decisive win.
Oh, God.
Game 4 only continued that momentum, as that game was a war. The teams pushed each other to the brink, and in overtime, once again, the Celtics found a way to edge out the Heat, evening the series at 2 apiece. After 4 games, the series had transformed into a true test, and in Game 5, every possession carried weight, and both teams understood that the winner would gain a massive psychological edge in the series, and what would happen next would change everything.
Damn!
Coming up on a minute remaining here in Game 5.
Defense!
Pierce for 3.
Right over LeBron's mouth.
It's good. Paul Pierce from way downtown.
It's good defense, but hey, better offense.
By 4. the Boston Celtics win Game 5 and take a 3-2 lead.
Damn.
A huge win on the road as Miami now one loss away from elimination.
What fuels you after 17 years in this league? What fuels you, Kevin?
The competition, the naysayers, the owners who talk too much. You know, the people who don't think a 36, 35-year-old can do what I do. I take a lot of pride in my craft. I work really hard on my craft every day, and I'm a true professional.
A chance to close it on Thursday. Your thoughts?
Exactly that.
LeBron, on the other hand, it's not that he hasn't been who he has always been. It's that what he is has never proven to be enough. He is still chasing the coveted ring. And you would think that at some moment in time, some level of modification would kick in where you'd sort of steal some successful habits from other people. Not just in terms of, you don't need to steal anything if you're LeBron in terms of skill, physicality, or whatever. But in terms of intensity, in terms of focus, in terms of what is priority and what is not. These are the kind of things that you could bring. Because at the end of the day, when you look at...
Wait, hold on for a second. All right, sorry, I'm back.
What's transpiring right now, when you're looking as to what has happened in this series, what you have is a team led by a leader of men in Doc Rivers with savvy veterans who are trying to be them. These guys are not going down easy. And if you're the Miami Heat, you gotta answer that. And you can't answer it with two superstars. One who doesn't show up in the first half during several games in the series. We know Dwayne Wade's a superstar, but he hasn't shown up in the first half for a vast majority of this series. But he's still a superstar, especially in the second half. Him and LeBron and a bunch of parts we can barely recognize. And this is a problem. And the Boston Celtics are showing you the difference between a team and a couple of stars on a team. There's a huge difference.
Is Miami done?
He said there's a big difference.
I don't believe they will win Game 6, Skills. They're certainly not winning an NBA World Championship.
LeBron James, it's time for you to do your thing. So, hey, guys, get on my back. We're going to win Game 6.
LeBron James and the Heat said they're not happy to be in this position, but they are ready for the challenge. Down 3-2 as they get set to play before this raucous Boston crowd.
Jungle time.
This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the maker of
Arguably his best game ever.
That game I had in Boston, Game 6, down 3-2. We call that being in the zone.
Shooting 29% from downtown. James blows past Pearson, throws it down. Series long. Having to guard LeBron James. James with the jump shot. Shot clock down to 3. Difficult shot from James. Side deflected. Celtics sloppy. They got 4 turnovers. James on the run. Gets inside. Count it and James spins, trying to draw some contact. This is his next two. Sure, Doc Rivers doesn't want him to hesitate then. James, meanwhile, he is knocking down everything. Bosh down low against Ray Allen.
Everything.
Go, James comes flying in.
24 minutes. How do you make sure you handle appropriately the pressure with your season on the line?
I plan on playing the whole second half.
Rondo poke it away, and James floats it up and in. James jab steps on Petrus.
Hands in his face don't matter.
All night long. He's got 36 points, 15 of 20 from the field. James for 3, does it again, 39 points. And Miami back up by 13. 3 Boston run. James turnaround jumper, drills it, 41 points. And the lead back to 15. James again, 43 points, dominant performance. James flips it up left-handed, banks it in, he's got 45. It's time to head back to Miami. Game 7, do or die.
LeBron, no player has to play under the kind of scrutiny and pressure that you do. How do you stand and deliver the kind of performance you did tonight?
I just wanted to try to lead my team the best way I could. Whatever I needed to do out on the floor, I tried to be there for them tonight. And, I'm glad we was able to get this win and now, force the game 7.
Force the game 7.
With his back against the wall, LeBron James turned pressure into perfection. He dominated for 45 points and 15 rebounds. And this wasn't just a great performance. It was the game of his life. The kind of performance that reminded everyone why he was the best player in the world. With that win in Game 6, the Miami Heat found a sense of belief, and they were fully aware that they had all the momentum, and everything that LeBron and the team had fought for would not be in vain, and they needed to win this game.
Welcome to Miami.
They needed
Game
to.
7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's been a riveting series. Perhaps fitting, it goes down to a final game for the right to move on to the NBA Finals. Stolen by Ray Allen, his third steal. Rondo's sidestep blocked by James. Here comes James, lobs to Wade. Back to James.
Back to James.
Bosh from outside, knocks down a three. Nice crossover, gets in the paint, and gets it a go. Wade out to Battier, a three. Knocks it down.
Battier was such a weapon from three.
Pull-up jumper. Ties the game. Drives to the lane. LeBron James throws it down. Allen Dooley trying to fight over a screen. Bosh for three. That's good. James fires a three. Bang! LeBron James and the Heat's dreams of a championship still very much alive as they overcome a 3-2 deficit to win the Eastern Conference Finals in 7 games.
Hey.
This wasn't just a victory for a team. It was a statement. It was a declaration that LeBron had finally arrived when his team needed him the most. Every doubter, every critic, every fan who had ever questioned his ability to deliver in the biggest moments had witnessed a transformation. But he had only survived the gauntlet of the Eastern Conference because he had another challenge coming his way.
Kevin Durant is a three-time scoring champion at age 23 with a clutch gene, and he's 4 years younger than LeBron James.
He's a better shooter. He's a better closer. He does have a bigger clutch gene than LeBron.
Gets Marion. Durant, pull-up jumper. Up the rim and oh!
Very effective for the Lakers in the first.
Durant OKC was cold though.
This is for the lead. Kevin Durant, the NBA's leading scorer.
What makes them special is not just the fact that they can shoot and they can shoot perimeter shots. Westbrook is moving.
Yeah, I remember this N1 right there.
He's shooting the ball well, I think 47%. You know, he's averaging 23 points a game, and he's a leader on this team.
Harden is moving.
That was pre-prime Houston, you know, Rockets Harden.
Of the young guns, the step back three.
And that's why they're so potent. When you have weapons like that, it's a nightmare for a defensive team because they just run.
Nightmare.
And the Jackson team win an NBA title. Oh, no.
Kendrick Perkins.
They will. You're about a year away. I'd have picked them to win it all last year. They're a year ahead of schedule.
For LeBron and Miami, they were now the underdogs in this series, but that could be used to their advantage to surprise everyone. There was no turning back. Every play, every possession, every ounce of energy would now be magnified on the biggest stage in basketball. The Eastern Conference had tested them, forged them, and prepared them, and the finals awaited, and with it, the ultimate question: could this Heat team, led by LeBron James, rise above expectations and seize the crown that eluded him for so long?
The Chesapeake Energy Arena is alive. Tonight, they'll host Game 1 of the 2012 NBA Finals. Durant to the basket. Harden back to Durant, in for the layup, and a foul.
Yeah, they lost that first game though.
Struggles with his dribble, pulls back, knocks it down at the buzzer. Me with the Knicks. Something he's still bitter about as Durant throws it down. So Westbrook splits left hand, he puts it in, and a foul. Allison and Cephalosha. Here comes Durant to the basket, launches it. The Oklahoma City Thunder take Game 1.
Well, I'm picking Oklahoma City to win Game 2 as well.
Just shocking.
There's nothing that's shocking about it. I expect Kevin Durant to have another sensational performance. I just believe that the Miami Heat will be outclassed. I think they will be beat. And I think that the final score will be 103 to 89.
James, though, makes it look easy. Durant already has a foul. James puts it up and in. It's 18 to 2. James drives past him, head fake, puts it up, banks it in. 6 to shoot. James on the drive, on the block, bank shot. They have a foul to give. Durant on the drive, shot short. Westbrook lost it. James has it, and they foul James. And Miami evens up the NBA Finals' first home loss of the playoffs for the Thunder. James, he's looking to push. James drives inside. And a foul.
Damn, right in the face, damn.
Wade kicks it out. James for three. Puts it in.
Yeah.
Loses the ball. James the drive. Count it and one by five. James puts his head down. Drives inside and puts it in. Miami will take a 2-1 lead.
2-1 lead.
Hard-fought 91-85 victory. Loja drives again. Gets inside. Left-handed. Boy, he makes that look easy, and it's so hard right from the start. Now Durant back on James. Knocks down the jumper. 20 points for LeBron James.
Hey.
Drives on Durant. Falls down. James slow to get up. James doesn't look overly concerned. He is hurting right now.
Yeah.
Huge ovation.
He had to get carried, off the court.
He was still limping a bit as he went to the scorer's table with 5 to shoot. Tries a three. Bang! LeBron James from downtown. That will do it. The Miami Heat survive Game 4 and take a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. Welcome to the 2012
Game 5,
Finals, which tonight could be the site where a champion is crowned. LeBron James and the Heat, one win away from the title they so desperately crave. But this talented young Thunder team, they have other plans. Win one game tonight and a chance to go home to their raucous crowd. James on the break and the finish way through the first. James drives right at Ibaka. Count it and a foul. Harden back on James. Quick spin, drive right at Perkins and banks it in. Wade throws it to James down the lane. Layup, banks it in.
Banks it in.
The Miami Heat are once again
LeBron's
NBA
first ring.
champions. LeBron James captures that elusive title he so desperately coveted.
And LeBron James averaged
it's about damn time.
10.2 rebounds, 7.4 assists, and is the unanimous choice for the MVP, the Bill Russell Most Valuable Player Trophy, NBA Finals.
Now you can call LeBron James MVP because I witnessed him rise above his finals demons of a year ago and deserve without question the MVP. Heat win in 5 games because LeBron James ultimately made all the difference in the world. He's a 3-time league MVP. This man is a perennial all-star. He is clearly one of the most dominant players in the game, but I had to go up in there and get champagne poured on me just to make sure I went to that man and I saw him to pay homage to what they did. It comes a point in time, Skip Bayless, where we simply step back. And no matter how right you may have been, with all the things that you mentioned throughout the year, he won it now. Give it up. It ain't your day to be right. It's your day to acknowledge he's a champion.
This was more than just a victory for LeBron James. This was about redemption, the culmination of years of pressure, scrutiny, and expectations that had followed him since his first season in the NBA. Every criticism, every doubter, every heated debate on television, it all led to this one defining season. Without this season, the story of LeBron James could have been entirely different.
Much different,
Maybe
bro.
he would have won eventually, but the narrative, the magnitude, and the context of his first championship,
honestly,
it would have been diminished.
The butterfly effect of this specific finals, was big, like, bro. Because that Miami Heat, super team, big three is getting broken up, if they lose that one. So, yeah.
The expectations, the journey that began when he entered the NBA at 17 years old, all of that would have shifted, and the legend as we now know it today may have been delayed, altered, or even questioned forever. This season didn't just give him a ring, it gave him confidence, it gave him momentum, and it gave the world a glimpse of what was possible. And as the confetti fell, one thing became undeniable, that the story of LeBron James had only just begun.
Given everything you've been through, when the clock hit 000,
about damn time.
What's the first thing that ran through your mind?
It's about damn time.
Yeah.
It's about damn time.
Blocked by James. Chalmers. LeBron stands alone.
Cleveland! This is for you! I'm LeBron James from Akron, Ohio.
City, I'm not even supposed to be here. That's enough. I'm blessed. So what everybody say about me off the court don't matter. I ain't got no worries.
Look, go James. What do you guys think of that? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.